The video is undisputable. This child is seizing violently. When the nasal spray is administered, within 20 seconds, the seizures are stopping. And I've noticed this on the videos that it's in multiple videos. Like if you actually watch when the parent administers the rescue med and start counting after the spray hits, it's around 20 seconds for every single child. You know, every time they take this, 20 seconds later, the grand mal seizure stops.
But Jason Cranford, it's good to have you here with us. Let's talk about your product here, Cannatol. You actually developed this with a pharmacist, is that correct?
I did. I worked with a compounding pharmacist to develop the formula. We tried multiple carrier solutions and homogenization emulsifying agents. So what we did was try to mimic pharmaceutical rescue meds with organic solutions.
And the idea here, when you say rescue, is a child with epilepsy begins to have a seizure, and then a parent or a guardian would administer this nasal spray?
Yes, sir. So there's a specific seizure type called a tonic-clonic or a grand mal seizure. This occurs when basically the child falls on the ground, they start convulsing violently. These seizures can go on upwards of 5 minutes, which is called a status seizure. These seizure types are lethal. So when you see children die of epilepsy, it's usually from a status seizure.
It's okay, buddy.
So how many people have you tested this with so far? How many families?
We've given it to 5 families so far, and all 5 families reported back amazing results. They said that it worked faster than their pharmaceutical rescue meds and with none of the side effects. Typically, these rescue meds, benzodiazepines especially, Diastat, when administered rectally, sometimes it pulls the kid out of the grand mal seizure, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, they have to call the ambulance. And when they do finally come out of the seizure, they're in a state known as zombie mode to the parents, where the child is non-responsive, they're highly intoxicated for up to 12 hours after taking the rescue med, where the spray we've developed has no side effects.
You had families actually video record these instances where they administered this nasal spray as well, is that correct?
Correct. I could go on Facebook or social media and tell people that I've developed a miracle drug and, nobody would believe it, or they challenge me and question it. So there is no other proof as good as video proof.
The videos that you've shared with us are incredible.
Oh, it's amazing. So that specific type of epilepsy is called intractable epilepsy. It's basically when they've done their cocktails of pharmaceuticals. There's over a dozen AED drugs, which is an anti-epileptic drug. And to see all of these drugs get expired and not be effective and not help the patient with a seizure, and then we make an oil that's just an organic oil derived from a plant that's doing the job that these pharmaceuticals can't do, it's a little mind-blowing to me, because it makes me wonder, why would these pharmaceutical companies make chemical compounds and chemical cocktail mixtures that don't even work as well as a natural plant? It's just mind-blowing to me.
Well, I think there are a lot of people who would agree with you on that you have this naturally occurring substance that is remarkable on so many levels, and yet it's a crime to possess it. But as you said, we're mixing cocktails of all kinds of synthetic drugs and chemicals that we know are harmful, and we know that even in the best case scenarios are not necessarily healthy for you. They just seem to be preventative.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. So the government has the patent on cannabinoids as antioxidants and neuroprotectants. It's the 6630507 patent. So if the government has this patented as a neuroprotectant, why isn't it not more commonly known that this plant oil can stop seizures? It's a huge hypocrisy.
What do you ultimately hope will come from your nasal spray?
Well, hopefully this nasal spray will spread awareness. It'll let families out there that have expired all pharmaceutical drugs know that they have another option, a much safer organic option with no side effects, no permanent damage to liver and kidneys. So what I'm basically hoping to do with this nasal spray is spread awareness and let these parents know there are other much safer options than Diastat.